and welcome back to Open Your Eyes. It is Hump Day. It is a Wednesday, and it's gonna be good. We've got our final topic up next, and these ladies are in with us. We're talking here the Belize National U18 volleyball squad. No, we are the jobs, my God. They're second place actually in the tournament, and they're so good at what they do. But they've got good leaders as well. Now, in to tell us more, we've got Profe Jose Fontes, head coach. Good morning. Buenos dias.
Thank you.
I hope I said it correctly.
Good morning.
All right, here we go. We've got Allan Sharp, who's the president of the Belize Volleyball Association. We've got Iman, Safa, player and recipient of the Best Setter Award. We just want for folks to know that.
That's
we've
right.
got Arianne Flores, and we've got Kyra Phillips. Guys, good morning.
Morning.
And it's nice to have you.
morning.
You better give me one volleyball morning here, I say.
Right.
Good morning. Yay! There we go, guys. Good morning. It's so nice to have you in.
Yeah.
We know that you guys would have been here, and so we're ready and set for you. Ready? You ready for the set?
She's the best setter. What do you expect, right?
But we saw how it went. There were videos floating around Facebook, and we were cheering on because we know for a fact the last ingredient in making sure that we are on top is the love from home and support from home. How was it like for you guys? And I want to get to the players first. Allan and Profe, please relax. Let's get to these ladies. It was an excellent time. How was it for you?
Well, it was a great experience. You know, we really did play hard. And, you know, we played against, they had countries there with fans and stuff like that. And we did play against the noise because we didn't have that much people there cheering for us. But in my head, like when I play and I see fans cheering for the other team, I just pretend like they're cheering for us.
And for you?
Well, the experience was really, really good because we got to meet new people and they were so friendly, and I like meeting new people.
Yeah, me too.
And volleyball, well, I love that. So it was really exciting and the games were really good.
Yeah.
And I screamed so much, my throat hurt me when I went back to the hotel, but that was okay.
Yeah, big headache from screaming all the time. It was just, it was very exciting because it's my first national team and it was what I expected.
Yeah.
Like it really made me satisfied with what I did.
Yeah.
We met a lot of people. We made a lot of friends. So it wasn't boring at all. We just had fun the whole while there. The whole week we were there.
Yeah.
And it made us closer as a team.
Excellent, man.
You know, it's so great to hear that you had fun because what we expect is hard work. And we know you guys put in a lot of hard work. Tell me about the tournament itself and when you started playing and you realized, all right, we have a real shot at coming out on top. When did you realize that?
Well, when I realized it was when we were playing Honduras and we won our first set, I was like, whoa, like we really do, we have a chance. We're like one of the top teams here. And Honduras is normally a very tough team to beat. Yeah. And so when we beat them the first set, I was like, okay, we have to go. We have to make sure we finish this off like a good game. And
Yeah.
Excellent.
So you win the game against Honduras and then you have your eyes set on gold. All right. Who was the other team that you really had to beat?
Costa Rica.
What about Guatemala?
That was the best game.
That was the best game.
Why was
Give
that?
us the scoop here.
It was just the sweetest game.
Tell me why.
Because, well, you know, it's an exciting game. You know, the history of Belize and Guatemala. So from the time we left the hotel going to the game, we were singing. We were just excited for the game.
Yeah.
And when we won in 3 sets, it was just like,
whoa. So it was bang, bang, bang. That was
yes, bang, bang, bang.
Whoa. That's so nice to know. You know, I being a part of a national team, what is that like for you? And what's the relationship between this team? What's going on there?
Okay, well, we've also been on different national teams, like for U13.
Yeah.
And so we've grown together as a team, you know, and our bond is really, really strong and on the court and off the court. And we know each other really, really good. So that helps a lot.
Yeah.
What is it like getting the respect of the others who would look at us and say, oh, that just Belize? Because for the most part, when we're going out there, that's what they say. That just believes that we will eventually walk over them. What is it like? What's the feeling like knowing that we've gained some respect?
It makes us feel better because they underestimated us and then we came out one of the top teams.
Yeah.
So we showed them that we actually can make it.
Yeah.
We trained hard for this and we got it.
Yeah. This was your first national team experience, you said?
Yes, but I had Costa there and other trips, but this is my first national team.
And what's the difference when you're suiting up as Belize?
Well, this time I was representing out of the country because Costa there was just, we hosted it that year. So this time it just felt like I had more weight on my shoulders because I know I had to know my role, and we didn't have the fans or anything, but we knew they were watching from home. But it just felt like we had to play against the noise and adapt to the different environment because it's not our home court.
We got silver. That means we had to lose a game. Let's jump on into that. What was that like for you? Who did we play that we lost to, and what was that like?
We played Costa Rica, and we could have won, but we weren't mentally prepared. Because we had the skills and everything, because we won a set. But then afterwards, we just went nowhere. And even though Miss Lupita said, girls, you won one set, but one set doesn't win a match. You have to win 3 sets. And I guess we were just not mentally prepared for it.
I mean, Costa Rica is always the team to beat. And so did you feel perhaps a bit intimidated going into that game?
Well, I was a bit intimidated because I was like, oh my gosh, it's Costa Rica. And then I was like, I had anxiety going into the game. But then after we won the second set, I was like, we can really do this. But then we just kind of fell apart as a team going into the third and the fourth set.
Are they bigger than us?
Yeah, they had a lot of tall players.
And then also what brought us down was when Garrett got injured in that game. And so having like the best player on your team get injured, it kind of brought us down. So.
Wow.
But you still walked away with the silver, and you didn't give Costa Rica an easy pass.
No.
All right. So we know we're going back, and we are going after them again. So let's move over here, and look at the pride on this side. It's all smiles.
Of course.
So, Allan, this is a significant win for us. Can you explain to us why?
Well, this is one of the best years we've had in volleyball generally. Remember the under 23 did silver. Our boys came in fourth. They had a chance, but started winning the matches late. The girls did silver. Beach volleyball has been very good to us. We've won bronze. We've won matches at the Norseca level. We've won in Central America. So it's been an excellent year. The coaches have in beach volleyball, indoor men and women have been doing excellent work. But who does the most work are the players. And so we're very impressed with the effort that the players are now putting in. I think players are starting to realize the amount of work, and the culture is starting to build with the amount of work that it needs to win at this level. She hit the nail on the head against Costa Rica. We lost the first set in extra points, 26-24 or 27-25. I can't remember. Had we won that set, I think would have brought Costa Rica down and us more up. Would have made a massive difference. We won the second set, and even at the very end when Costa Rica was up in the fourth set, 22, 23, 17 or something like that, they were still not convinced they would win. When they won that match, they acted like already that they won the tournament, and we're only halfway through the tournament. They acted the most excited of any match. They knew we were the team to beat. You guys also mentioned about the level of respect. We're only 400,000 people. The smallest country out there is 4 million. Guatemala 18 million. Salvador 9 million. We're competing against them. They have far more resources, money, government support, every other type of support. They have more than we do. But we managed to get a lot of assistance from the Belize Olympic Committee with the coaches. Ms. Lupita Kwan, of course, invests a tremendous amount of time and money. And we have other sponsors that help us through the year to make sure that we have everything in place that we can. And every year it's actually getting better. I think winning helps. It helps the athlete motivate. It helps the sponsors be motivated. It helps the administration be motivated. It helps the coaches to be motivated. When Profe arrived at the very end of January last year, January 26th, I believe it was, he had after 2 weeks, he came to me and he said, Allan, this group, if we have to host, we must make this team play because this is the team that will have us a chance at getting gold. And in fact, the tournament was postponed or suspended. We didn't even know if it was going to happen. It was to happen in August. And Profe came to me and he begged me. He said, please, can we host? Because this is the team that's going to do very well. This is the team that's going to do the best this year. I told him, Profe, that's a $200,000 venture.
Deal there, yes.
But let's see what happens. You know, we have to try and press with who's supposed to host it, which was Costa Rica. I think an added advantage was that Costa Rica played at home. I think had we played at home, would have boosted us to get over that level.
Definitely. So what you're saying is Profe was right.
Yes, Profe was right. He definitely knew what he was talking about. And I think overall, I mean, we're super happy. This group will be the next under 20, what we call under 20. It's actually under 18, because these girls are actually under 16. And they will play. That happens in 2 years. But one of the things we've learned, two things we've learned over the past year is one, that the physical part of the training, stressing the athlete is the best way to get them mentally ready. And the other next way is to play tournaments. So right now we take from the youngest girls and boys and try to enter them into the biggest city competitions, any competition that's existing anywhere. You know, Orange Walk, anywhere that is happening. We took the boys all the way to Corozal. The girls and boys are playing in the present tournament. I think right now they have girls up to as young as 11 playing in the tournament, and this is a tournament where older girls can play. But it builds a system.
Of course.
And I think that's making a big difference to us. But we're super proud. I'm super happy. It's the end of the year for us. It's been an excellent year, and don't let me forget this part, please. 7
well, I'm gonna get there.
out of 12 medals makes this team one of the best performing teams ever in volleyball history to date. We have won silver before. But we've never won 7 awards with silver. We've won 5 awards with no win any medal. But we've never won 7.
MVP in your individual area that you play. And we got 7 out of 12.
And
just our team.
And the volleyball rule, which I hate, says that the MVP must come from the champion team. Had it not been for that, I think we would have had the MVP. And best opposite, I actually believe that was supposed to be us too. It's semi-subjective for best opposite, and I think that's why we didn't get it. We're playing in Costa Rica, so I think that's why we did not get. The eye was bent for them. Otherwise, we would have.
We're not going to be sore losers now, right?
No. I'm very happy.
But I wanna come back to something you said, because I always try to challenge this idea that people have that something magical happens and we're suddenly successful. There's work that goes into it. You've been with the association a long time. These girls have been playing since what? You were this high? Competing in multiple tournaments. We've had professional coaches come in. So there are a lot of different elements that are coming together for what we are now seeing as a success in the sport. And that brings me to Profe as well, to talk about his experience and what it's like working, one, with girls who had exposure and some training, but also being able to work with them for an extended time.
You want Argentina Spanish?
You
We
did the
have
interview.
an on-site translator. Great.
She did the interview.
Just tell us.
Están preguntando cómo fue para estar con nosotros y que nosotros ya estábamos jugando desde que estábamos pequeña. Y sí, ¿cómo te sentiste como?
Bueno, primeramente para mí es un orgullo de el trabajo que hicieron las chicas durante muchos meses de sacrificio. Entendieron que era un proceso pedagógico, que la disciplina era importante y fundamental.
They have the discipline, and that he's very proud about.
And that it was a process.
Yes.
And that the girls understood the process.
Please ask Profe, what, because he wanted the tournament to be held here. He was trying so hard because he actually sees that this group, you guys, will be the team to take us over the hump. What does he see in you for him to believe this is the right team?
Están preguntando qué viste en nosotros para que usted empujara para que nosotros jugamos en el juegos.
Nosotros tuvimos experiencia primeramente con el sub-23, que ya venía un trabajo de años también con el profesor Delio Arrobarruena, que quiero aprovechar para reconocer su trabajo. Y creo que estaban las bases fundamentales para que las chicas de Belice dejaran de ser como las cenicientas de Centroamérica para convertirse en princesas, porque tienen todo el potencial, no solo físico, sino que le inculcamos que ellas jugaran con el corazón. Y fue algo muy importante para las 13 jugadoras del equipo.
He said that he signed from U23, whereby they have been practicing for years, and he wants to also mention the work that the other Profe did before he came. And he said that that we did a really good job, and that he told us also that, you know, we have to play with our hearts and our minds for us to go into the competition and win.
And that they're all important in the success that we see. But let's get to these.
Which is something that, if you notice, for those 1,000 plus that were watching the matches, that this team played. You know, every team is different, but the emotion of this team playing on the court was very high. You could see the heart, the emotion they were putting into it. And I'll tell you, there were some impressive things that they're a bit too young to understand, but to see them be so emotional one day. Honduras was a defending champion. Honduras ended up third, I believe, in the tournament. To beat them on the first day is a very high, very big high. To come back next day and still have another high emotional day. They played 5 straight days, which is not usual. And to be able to maintain that every single day. In fact, the day they played Costa Rica and lost, I was very concerned for the following day, because then it's Guatemala, and you go, oh my gosh, you know, Guatemala should be strong. They're not so strong in this tournament, but to recover, and our youngest team showed how you do it.
Yeah. So what did you do? I mean, you know what I get from you the most is that you seem very relaxed, and you're joking about how much fun you had and how much you met new friends. What was your secret in terms of keeping your composure? Because that's part of being an athlete that people don't think about. How do you not get it stuck in your head when things go wrong?
Well, our coach, Mr. Vita, told us that in these types of tournaments, that when we lose and it was like a tough loss, because we could have definitely won, that we need to forget about it, because we have to bounce back from it and we have to win the other games. Even if we may not get gold, we can still, you know, shoot for silver. And
How do you guys mentally prepare together?
Well, we had team bonding, whereby we go into one room and then, you know, we talk. And then also Garrett, our captain, she showed us this video on YouTube, this motivational video, and that helped us so much that after that we're like, hey, can we go into Iman's room and listen to the video again before every game?
Oh, that's good.
And then also, like, we kept on dancing and, you know, being happy. And that even one of the drivers that would take us, like, to our hotel and to the gym, they're like, I like their team because they're always happy.
That's nice. And then, and I want for you to answer this one. What's going on with that rule? There's a winning rule that we do, and everybody loves it so much, isn't it?
But it's just like
who came up with it?
It's like a tradition.
It's
been there.
We don't know.
It's been there for a while.
No, the other teams have done it.
So after every game, win or lose, we do it.
What's the reception from the other teams?
Oh, are we going to see it here? Are they going to do it with just the 3 of you?
No.
I'm gonna tell you what, you guys do it, I do it. You guys do it, I do it.
We'll join in.
You can do it first.
No, you guys have to do it.
We can teach you to do it.
If you do it, I do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Someone serious?
Let's do it if you guys want to do it.
Let's see
If you do it, I do it.
Okay.
Oh, you do it. Part of your energizer?
Yes. I don't know what to do, but I'll try.
I can't.
All right, so let's do it. All right, so we will do this. All right. So what do we do?
Give us space.
This is the winning rule. What's it called?
All right, let's see.
The rule. All right, so let's see the rule.
Oh, you're not joining us, or you're wired in?
No, I'm wired in. So.
Okay, so what are we supposed to do? Can you go down? I don't think I can do this. Okay.
I'm not sure you can do this in that outfit.
She could be a spectator.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Skirt,
So do we have to do back way?
Yes.
Oh, cool. But you want to drop off there?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm going to supervise. Go over there.
Let's do it.
Okay, you do this.
And then you go. And then you
And you roll back.
And then you
You
go
have to
back.
roll.
Okay.
Well, I guess I do. So one more time. Roll.
Very well. Excellent. Very well done.
Okay, so I was a little bit worried about you falling off the stage there, but you did a good job.
It's all about that championship spirit. And I want to ask one final question to Profe. Is there anything we're lacking that we need to work on to go over the hump?
¿Hay algo que usted cree que necesitamos más trabajo en?
Sí,
Which is?
es seguir, continuar que entendiendo que la unidad de los jugadores, los coaches, que tenemos que, muy importante, agradecer a los coaches de Belize, Sud, Larry, Ayrton, Francis, Simadine, Melissa, que trabajaron mucho con ellas. Y es importante que entiendan todos que tenemos que continuar, porque ya en esta competencia en Costa Rica vio Centroamérica que Belice ya no es un rival fácil. Todos saben y está en los premios individuales, en esos 7 premios individuales, que nosotros realmente teníamos para haber ganado esta competencia, por eso no estoy totalmente contento.
That's not a few words, but
He said that yes, we need a lot to work on, and he wants us to continue and have that bond between the team because that helped a lot. And also, he wants to thank the different coaches that helped us to get there, like the Belizean coaches, Nelissa, and all of them from the Stars Gym. And he also said that he knew that we were supposed to get gold. So he's not so much, but he's really happy with the outcome of the games.
All right. And let me just ensure that we get in the highlight of these top player awards. And Iman, you were best setter in this competition. But I also got a bit of the inside scoop. I heard you were so far ahead, there was absolutely no way that you could have not gotten this award.
Yeah, well, on the Affectable page, they post statistics and stuff like that. So after every day, they'd post the statistics for the game. And when we played Honduras, that was a bad game for me, I'll be honest. That I didn't play well, I doubles a lot. I wasn't playing as smart. I was actually kind of nervous for that game, but then after a while, I got into it. And then I was ranked 2nd for individual. And I saw it, I was like, oh, whatever, it's just whatever. Then I didn't think much of it. Then I played the next day. We played Nicaragua, I think. And then they were like, oh my gosh. No, we had a team meeting actually, and Profe came and he talked to us. And he's reading out the statistics and he says, oh, and we're ranked 1st for setter. And I'm like, what? 'Cause yesterday I was 2nd. And then I checked the statistics and I saw that I had like 4.5 or something like that. And then the setter underneath me only had like 2.3 or something like that.
Way ahead.
Yeah. But what does it mean to you, though, to have been acknowledged as the best setter for the competition?
Well, I wasn't always a setter. I used to hit, but I was never strong enough to, put down balls like that. So I went and I said, okay, you know what, let me try setting. So at first it was very hard for me because, again, I wasn't as strong as like other players and stuff like that. But I trained hard, I worked hard, and the fact that they acknowledged me and that they were like, yes, you're the best, like that just felt really good for me.
Yeah. Do you realize, Iman, that you are the best setter, U18, in Central America?
Yes, I realize.
What's that feeling like?
It feels amazing. It feels great. It feels like my hard work really did pay off, and it didn't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Any one of you girls proposed to leave the country to pursue volleyball as a professional sport?
Well, I'm not sure yet because I don't even know what I want to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
And that's
yet.
okay.
And that's okay.
Keep on enjoying.
They're under 16. They're under 16.
But keep on working hard in
best
this
time of
sport
life.
too, because we're so proud of you girls, and we really just want to see how much you'll be able to accomplish. Bringing it back over to you though, Allan, the individual awards are critical, and it goes exactly to what Profe said, that these girls have the foundation and they are putting in the work. That's a critical part of anything that we do. What does the recognition mean? Maybe people just think it's a small award, but it is a big deal.
Well, I think even when you look, I mean, you know, you go through the statistics, it shows that really Belize was the best team.
Yeah.
I think Costa Rica got away, really. I think the one thing that Costa Rica has is they're a team that trains control. They play a lot with control, a lot with tactic and control, spend a lot of time on it. And having one or two girls there that were not only taller, but definitely, I'm gonna say at the maximum age you can be, as close to 16 as you can be. And you can see that those girls play on some probably Division 1 teams that brought some experience for them. But I think overall the awards shows that as a country, you know, now we're getting more and more individual awards, and not only on the team, not only for the team, but for administration. As Profe mentioned, we have a team of coaches.
Yeah.
It takes, everybody has to work together. It takes the sponsors, it takes the organizers, it takes the coaches. We've had great players in the past. We have great players win awards. We have had great teams in the past. Yeah. We have had great coaches in the past. We have great admin in the past. But it's when everything comes together. And we started seeing that around 2016, when everybody starts to work more together, more focused, and realize. Right now, I can tell you, the men are hungry. I went to some of the coaches and said, this is excellent. The girls now, this year is excellent for the girls. The best the boys did this year was fourth, even though, keep in mind, we're 400,000 versus of 40 million people in Central America. The point is, they now are motivated more than ever. And so now it's like an inter-competition kind of thing. They say, well, they can't make the girls be winning all the medals. No, they want share medals. Right? So
we have been and will continue to show them how it's done, right?
Yeah, I mean, the girls are doing excellent. But and I think the point I want to really emphasize on is that it takes working. Everybody's got to work together. The minute you start to divide up and be more concerned about other things, it's all going to fall apart. We've been there, and we see that affecting other countries. Other countries are right now divided, and they can't move. You know, and
we've seen that in other sports in Belize as well. So we hope that we don't get to that point.
And back to your earlier point, because I've had a couple people text me and call me, and they said, Allan, please emphasize that this, as you mentioned, doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen because the players just show up there and play. This is a process. It takes years. It takes money. It takes investment from all sides. It takes teamwork. Everything has to come together especially for small countries to do it. But we see that we have the talent, and I think I can tell you, my daughter is super excited for these girls. She wants to be like them, and I hope these girls start to realize the role model area they're playing as well. So many girls around the country want to be like them, and it's great for our youth.
Of course.
And it also gets more competitive too. So it means you have to stay in shape if you want to keep your spot on the national team too, right?
Yeah, people are going for the spot.
We're going back to practice next week, actually.
Okay, so you get a week off, 2 weeks.
One
week off, and back into it.
From volleyball. But how do you balance all of it though?
School, volleyball, home.
Well, for me, we'd get home. We'd have pretty late practices. We'd practice from 4 to 7, and then I'd stay up till like 1 o'clock doing homework, and then I'd go to sleep, wake up, and then do it all over again. So it was definitely a lot of work for us, especially doing that for like 3 months straight, and still maintaining my grades at school and like social life and stuff like that with your friends. It's fun. It's fun, but it's like a lot of work.
What's your
The
routine,
teachers don't cut you a break?
No.
What's your routine, Arianne?
Almost like Iman's one. I go to practice, like she said, 4 to 7, and then on summer they would have like 8 to 10 in the morning, and then again from like 4 to 7 in the evening. And then when I get home, I'm really tired, but I'm like, you have to do this. So I go to shower, and then I start my homework, and I stay up like till like 12. If I don't learn, I was like, okay, man, that's it. But my teachers also, they're a really big help at St. Catherine's, because they would understand, like, you know, and they would help. Okay, you're tired. We can spend an extra time learning this so that you can get it for the
But you
test.
still have to do all the work,
But
right?
yeah.
And that's key for people to know, because nobody, I mean, I'm sure they're thinking, oh, you get a week off from school, you get to go to Costa Rica, but you go home after the games and you have to catch up on all the schoolwork. Which,
well, for me, because like I don't go to sleep late, I have to get my sleep. So if I don't know it by 10:30 latest, I go to sleep. And if I know, okay, I have a lot of work for this week, I will try to do it at school. Sometimes I'm sleeping at school during lunch, and I just try to like do most of the work at school.
Yeah.
If I reach practice early, then I take out my books and I quickly do, especially before we left, because I had a lot of work to do before we left, and they saw me. I was doing my work at practice before, and Profe was looking at me like, yeah.
yeah.
And then like some of the teachers help, but then some of them will be like, oh, we're preparing you for the outside world when you graduate, because I'm a senior, so they have to prepare you for all this work that you're gonna get. They're not gonna pamper you.
Yeah.
But some of them, like since I came back and I have a lot of stuff that I need to make up, some of them do help me a lot, and they make sure that I learn the topic and I get my grades up, and I'm.
Well, listen, you are having one of the best lessons ever in being able to, one, balance. And, you know, not everybody does cut you a break, but you're doing it because you love the sport and developing an incredible sense of discipline at such a young age.
But one thing with that, you know, and it's something I try to tell principals, because as in sports we struggle with principals. In Catchings we have an excellent relationship with Mrs. Tillett, and in fact she really tries with us, with the athletes to try and, of course they have to do tests, of course they have to do the work, but find a way how to help. But one of the things that student athletes learn is time management. They learn to structure themselves very well. They have to, otherwise they're going to fail in one or the other or both. And I think it's part of the lessons we try to convince principals and teachers of, that sports is not sports doesn't mean that your grades are going to go down. Sports doesn't mean, sometimes it will go up. So sports doesn't, sports is not, sports is not anti-academics. It's complementary, and you have to use it together. And I don't mean to take away from any other sport, but volleyball is a sport where being smart or being able to think really has a big advantage. Of course. You know,
it's very strategic.
It's very strategic. So I think there's so much to add, and I'd like to plead with schools to continue to improve their policy when it involves student athletes, and we're not asking them to give a break. A lot of them think, same thing like you mentioned, oh, they're going to go. No, we're not asking to give the athlete a break. We're asking to work with the athlete so that they get to accomplish both, and get it done in a way that they could still get their sleep, and at the same time still get their work done.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for coming in. We were looking forward to this conversation, and I also want to just give you the chance. I know it takes a whole team to manage the individuals on this team. Who would you like to say thanks to this morning?
The whole team.
They have a team of people.
Yeah, that's why.
The whole team, all the staff at the Stars Gym, Miss Lupita and her sponsors. Definitely this would not be possible without Miss Lupita. All the coaches at the gym, Mr. Soup, Mr. Larry, Mr. Elton, Miss Dean, Miss Nelissa,
The BVA.
Francis, the BVA, and
all the parents that supported us, went with
parents
us
as well.
Yes, our chaperones, they made it happen. They made us go and helped us get the silver medal.
All right.
And I feel so proud.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
thank you for coming, for sharing your talents, for putting in the work, and for coming and telling us all about it.
Thank you.
Best of luck, and it seems like we'll see you guys again soon, I'm pretty sure, right? Profe? Gracias. We're going to go ahead and take that final break now, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.